Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our Quick Fire presentation. So I'm Saleh Ahmad, welcoming you to the session. Today we have in the judges panel Dr. Farzana Hafsa, PhD, Assistant Professor ULab, Mr. Hamidul Haq, MPhil, Head of the Department of English, AIUB, Mr. Asif Kamal, Associate Professor of English, AIUB, and Mr. Kazi Abu Bakr Siddiq, Assistant Professor of English, BUBT. We also have Professor M. Hamidul Rahman, Dean, Faculty of Arts, Daffodil International University, and Mr. S.M. Minhazul Anwar Mridul, Assistant Professor and Head, Department of English, State University, as a special guest. The session is divided into three parts: presentation by MS students, presentation by PhD candidates, and a question answer session. Each participant will be given 5 minutes to present 10 slides on their topics. At 4 minutes, they will be notified. So all the presenters are requested to keep an eye on the screen. After 5 minutes, the presentations will be stopped. The audience can send their questions to me or Ms. Afrozat Tina in the chat box by addressing the presenters' names. Those are the rules. So now I would like to call Miss Kuntala Shabnam Parama, graduate student, Department of Linguistics, University of Manitoba, to present her topic. Thank you.
So thanks to the organizers for giving me the opportunity to participate in the quick fire presentation round. So the presentation's topic is actually an outline of my MA thesis. So this is just a probable, groundwork for my upcoming thesis. So nothing is final and nothing is like very concrete at this point. So I'll just make an overview of of my discussion, and later on we will have question answer sessions. If I have more questions, or like if I need to clarify a few things, I can do it then. So the title of my topic is a textual analysis of voice constructions in Algonquian languages. So first of all, I just need to because some of you might not be familiar with Algonquian languages. So these languages, it's a bunch of languages actually. It's spoken in Quebec and Ontario, and the Algonquian people called themselves as Anishinaabe, or the original people. So this is actually indigenous language, a group of indigenous languages. And it is actually divided into three subgroups: Plains, Central, and Eastern Algonquian. One of the most widely known Plains language is Blackfoot. Central, some of the examples from Central are Cree and Ojibwe, and Massachusetts is one of the Eastern Algonquian languages. It's very interesting to know that many of the Eastern and Midwestern US states have names of Algonquian origin, like Massachusetts, Connecticut, Illinois, Michigan, etc. And some cities like Milwaukee, Chicago, etc. And Ottawa, the capital of Canada, is named after an Algonquian nation, the Odawa people. These are just few of the vocabularies that I thought like giving the pictures of them from Algonquian language. So as you can see, dog, bear, and duck, they have different vocabularies naturally. So this is the example. So in my research, we are thinking about using Gibbon's quantitative measure, which he has introduced in 1994. So this is a technique for measuring the topicality of each nominal in a text by using a story or a speech or a conversation. And most importantly, Algonquian languages have a very rich history in fairy tales, then mystical stories and things like that. So we are supposed to use the text uh, for analyzing the voice construction for our research. So from Given's measurement, there are actually two basic quantitative measures. One is, one is referential distance, the other one is topic persistence. If needed, I can elaborate it later in the question answer session because I have time constraint. And this is the graph of our probable conclusion. This is just the probable. But since we are doing it based on, you know, already existing texts, we think there will be normally a significant difference between the active and passive voice. That's our assumption at this point. And the most interesting part is in Algonquian languages, there are three types of voices. So direct voice.
Okay, Miss Parama, sorry to interrupt you, but your time's up.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. So now I would like to call Miss Moumita Akter, student MA TESOL, Dhaka, University of Dhaka, to present her topic. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum and good evening everyone. This is Moumita Akter and today I'm going to present my research proposal titled Domain-Based Language Use and Linguistic Landscape, a case study on the Bihari community. Okay, so before going into details, I would like to introduce some of the terms. First of all, domain. According to Fishman, domain refers to the real situations of language use of the informants in different settings, and linguistic landscape. It includes visible language on public space. For example, the language used in shops, billboards, and its analysis offers to have a real scenario of any language situation. Okay, so there are some misconceptions regarding the term Bihari. The term Bihari literally includes a person who belongs to the Indian state of Bihar. However, in Bangladeshi context, any Urdu-speaking person is regarded as a Bihari. And in reality, Biharis are actually Urdu-speaking Muslims who came from the Indian provinces to the East Pakistan in 1947. And presently, 3 lakh of them reside in many camps. Probably, yes, it's written here, 116 camps across the Bangladesh. Okay, so now you might have questioned why I'm doing this research and what's the necessity of doing this research. First of all, I have pointed out two reasons. Bangla as one nation, one language marginalizes other minority languages despite the fact that Bangladesh is a multilingual country. And Biharis as an artificial minority have for access their linguistic rights in the Bengali-speaking society is a matter of concern, and it's an issue that have been neglected, ignored since forever. Okay, so my research aim is to investigate the domains of language use and linguistic landscape in the Bihari community, and special attention will be given to the role of Bangla language in affecting the language use of Biharis. Okay, so I have set these four research questions according to my research aim. For example, the patterns of language use in Biharis in different social domain, their experiences in using their mother tongue, or their linguistic landscape existing in the Bihari community, and finally, to what extent the language affect their language use among Biharis. Okay, so I have reviewed number of literature and I found some research gap. First of all, First of all, most of the studies on Bihar is carried out focusing on their social identity and diasporic experiences. And actually, their language issues are ignored for many years. And secondly, I found one methodological gap, that is, many researchers studied the Bihari community based on secondary source information. That is, little empirical research has been done on this field, or analyze the situation through one lens. Okay, so here are my research design. I have chosen mixed method case study. It refers to the integration of both qualitative and quantitative data collection to provide a in-depth evidence for a case. And I will choose both females and males from 2 Bihari camps, and the sample size will be 20 to 25, and I will employ purposive sampling technique. And for the instruments, I will use interview, observation, field notes, and photographs. And interview, observation, and field notes, these are qualitative uh, data collection part, and photographs will be done under quantitative. Okay. For the data analysis, first of all, I will quote from descriptive notes of observation and interviews. And secondly, the photographs will be analyzed quantitatively and shown in percentage. For example, how many and what languages occur on public science or uh, public language actually. That's all from my part. Thank you
Okay.
everyone for hearing
Ms.
me.
Akhtar, thank you. Thank you for making it within the time. So now we have Miss Talbia
Can I
Islam.
interrupt? Can I
Sure, sir.
interrupt? May I
Sure,
know
sir.
how much time she has taken?
So she has taken exactly 5 minutes. She started at 36 and it's ended just at 41. So she has taken exactly 5 minutes. Okay. So let's move on to the next presenter. That is Miss Talbia Islam, student MA in TESOL, BRAC University. Miss Talbia Islam.
My name is Talbia Islam, and today I'm going to present one of my need analysis that I have been conducting for one of my courses. Okay, so this is my presentation that I have prepared. The topic of my analysis is need analysis, advanced reading and writing for undergraduate students of English at National University in Bangladesh, and I'm going to focus that what are the actually needs of the learners, and how we should focus more on their reading and writing needs. So the topics that I'm going to discuss in this it is actually the initial stage of the need analysis. It is not completed yet. I'm still continuing the analysis and the data collection. So first I would introduce a idea. I would discuss the aims and objectives, give some research question that I'm concerned about here, and the relevant concerns, the research plan that I have taken, and then data collection and analysis ideas, and concluding thoughts on it, and fine, then I would take your question answers. So moving on forward, firstly, reading and writing is one of the two of the basic skills that students need to develop their not only communication skill but also their understanding skills of the second language, and it is deeply related in different courses of ESP. The reason is because ESP is a very we in ESP we actually thought about the particular purposes, and it is often found that reading and writing skills are not practiced properly, or the learners are facing different kind of obstacle in learning these two skills, which is very important to establish or to prepare them well for their future life. So it is very understanding necessary. And another thing is these two basic language skills are necessary to know not only for communicating, as I have earlier said, and it is found that from studies that adequate language skills make this learners proficient to deal with the different situation and understand the contextual materials of the subject. So I am going to identify the needs of the learners, that what is the current situation, because already what the paper I am analyzing, it is established a course of National University. So I'm trying to see that is it appropriate, is it a fulfilling the needs of the learner, or are there any chance to remodel or redevelop it, or is there anything to add into it? So the aims and objectives, I will say that connection between the four language skills are very deep, and the aim of this course, that advanced reading and writing, is to eradicate the weakness of the learners in language 2 and make them efficient enough to deal with the practical stuff. And one of the prime aim of picking that reading and writing in particular is to able the learners to have the fulfill their language needs and improve their proficiency level, because when they would able to understand the context, the ideas, the tone, the attitude of the writers, it would be helpful not only them to read that material, understand the context, but also to write them onward. Hereby, the aims objective would be to develop critical reading ability, to develop awareness about the literary devices in a literary piece, to establish writing focus of the topic, to improve learners' communication skills, and to develop the aptitude to handle the realistic situation, that how they are going to handle the practical life. And further, I have stated some research question. So the needs analysis is trying to evaluate the present condition of the course, which is advanced reading and writing in the second year of English honors, and it would see that if it is meeting the demands and requirements of the learners, and which with a view of assessing the needs of the learners, the need analysis has been carried on the following question, and these are: how important is reading and writing skills? What are the core needs of the learners, and what is limiting the learners' progress? The concern are mainly that as learners are from second language, they meet these kind of difficulties to understand the language, to understand the situation, understand the context, and there is always argument of the necessities of reading and writing skills. So it is necessary to properly develop reading and writing skills so that they can not only understand the second language, but also maximize their skills and help into their further studies and practical life. So the plan is structuring this research as a quantitative research, and get the data from the participants with
Okay,
through.
Ms. Talbia, we have to stop you now. Your time's up. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, thanks to the presenters. Now, I would like to hand over the session to Ms. Afroza Akhtar Tina and continue with the PhD presentations. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Saima Akter. Thank you. Now, as you have heard, that I'm going to moderate the PhD presentation session at this moment. Now, before starting this session, let me remind the presenters one more time that you have exactly 5 minutes for each of the presentation, and after 4 minutes, well, I'm going to remind you through a message. So please keep an eye on the screen. And well, audience, please write down your questions in the chat box. We have question answer session at the end. So definitely we would address your questions at the end. Now, once again, I'm going to follow the alphabetical order. So I would start with our first presenter, Kazi Dawood Hafiz. Kazi Dawood Hafiz is an assistant professor of English at Ahsanullah University of Science and Technology. And he is now pursuing his PhD degree in the field of ELT at Bangladesh University of Professionals. So Kazi Dawood Hafiz, are you ready? Kazi Dawood Hafiz, are you ready?
Call the next one if you cannot find. Afroja, you can
Yes,
go
sir.
with the next presenter if you don't.
I think we can start with the second presenter.
Okay.
Okay, so our next presenter is Miss Liza Sharmin. Miss Liza Sharmin is an associate professor and head of the Department of English, Daffodil International University, and she is pursuing her PhD degree from Islamic University of Kushtia. Miss Liza Sharmin, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I have already shared my screen. A very good afternoon to all of you. Is it visible and am I audible?
Yes.
You're
Yes,
audible but not visible.
Okay.
The screen is visible.
So, sir, visible.
The screen is visible. Okay, okay. So let me start. The topic of my PhD program is Action Research in English for Specific Purposes, English language for the students of the health science area in Bangladesh. there is a pictorial analogy. All the poor people here are with special needs and demands. A single-sized vehicle doesn't suit everyone. Similarly, specific domain-specific learners of tertiary level are with specific academic and professional needs and demands. A single general English language course really cannot be able to fulfill their both academic and professional purposes. Thus, a tailor-made ESP course is perfect to equip them with essential language proficiencies. What is ESP and why ESP? As the term indicates, ESP is a realm of English language teaching where the ultimate requirements of the domain-specific academic and professional learners are put emphasis upon. It's a specialized branch of ELT which has emerged in 1960s to meet the growing demand and needs of the learners. ESP focuses on the concept of a special language, that means register analysis. Number 2, rhetoric or discourse analysis, target situation analysis, skills and strategies, learning-centered approach, detecting learners' lacks, and entertaining learners' wants. The outcome of the research is to design a tailor-made course by keeping pace with the realistic and authentic needs of the learners and to furnish this with exclusively academic and professional terms, jargons, and contexts. The research question was, how can we teach English language effectively to the students of health science area in Bangladesh? Methodology, the entire plan is based on a series of action research. A mixed method approach was adopted. I'm telling was because I have already submitted my thesis. Was adopted to complete the procedure. 2 sets, both pre and post, of data were collected through pre-set questionnaires and oral interviews from the randomly selected 300 learners. And these are the pictorial version of however I have collected the information from and who were engaged there. From situation, I have collected register, discourse, target needs, and strategy. And from the learners, I have determined their goals and their lacks and wants. And on the basis of all those, 1 and 2 both, I have designed syllabus, developed materials. I have taught them in classroom scenario, and I have evaluated them. And here is a bit little analysis of regarding the performance that the students of health science area need to perform in their professional arena, and what skills and micro skills do they really need to be equipped to perform very successfully in their area. And there is a just a glimpse of how materials were developed for the particular syllabus designing, and something more about the teaching in ESP, that there is a magic actually in teaching of ESP, because a single teacher does everything, and from needs analysis to designing syllabus to developing material to teaching and to evaluating the students, all the steps are done by the single teacher, and thus there is a wonderful harmony among the steps of teaching, and the learners are also getting engaged from the very beginning of the course. Thus, there is a chance for the learners to be very much engaging from the very first step. And here there is a feedback status from the learners, and when the students were taught through this very particular tailor-made course, they gave me the feedback that the scenario is visible here. Most of them have told that the material that were designed for the syllabus was pretty much suitable and perfect for them, and they have enjoyed it very much. Thus, it can be concluded by saying that the teachers at tertiary level should implement ESP, and it is obvious that the tailor-made course for domain-specific learner is highly effective, interesting, and motivating for the learners. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ms. Liza Sharmin, for maintaining the time. Now, our next presenter is Saleh Ahmad. Saleh Ahmad has been teaching at home and abroad for about 12 years, and he's carrying out the first doctoral study of TESOL and applied linguistics in the ethnographic methodology at the University of Dhaka. So, Saleh Ahmad, are you there?
Thank you, Tina. Actually, it's a very short time for the doctoral presentation. So I'm gonna greetings to all, and this is the structure. Okay, you see background, research design, questions and findings, and then analysis. So the major focus is on the relationship between English language and skills and the empowerment of the underprivileged groups of people. So you see, this is a big number, 105 million people, and then narrowing it down.
Sorry to interrupt you. Are you sharing your slide?
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
You haven't shared it yet.
Okay, we cannot see it.
Can you see it now?
Yes.
Oh, sorry for the interruption.
Yes, we can see now.
Okay. Actually, this is very short time, as I've told. That's why. Okay. So this is the primary focus, okay, of the ethnographic study, and this is the title. Actually, I have made change a little bit, change the title, rephrased. And is English the ladder or barrier in the socio-economic development? So the focus is the relation between the English language and skills and the empowerment of the underprivileged groups of people, big number, 105 million. And what is the output, direct output of the primary, secondary education in the lives of the rural people, and presence of English in the rural lives, and its relation to the sustainable rural development. And this is the design, social interpretivist design, ethnographic quality study. The focuses include perceptions of the people in the non-academic rural context, which is very rare in our Bangladeshi research area, as you know, and rural areas in use of English in the rural areas, and the productivity. Okay, so these are the findings. So you see English is used on the medicines. Sometimes we find only English, some other times we find both Bangla and English, but we don't know the reason why. And when I asked the people, respondents of the rural community, so why do you find English to be attractive on the labels and the banner signboards? They said that it would increase the market value of the product. So I don't know why. And English is widely used in the transliteration, messages, social media, even electricity bills in the rural areas. Though most of the people even don't know how to read Bangla, because the literacy rate of that community is below 40%. So this is a selected area of Eastern Bangladesh. I forgot to mention this at the beginning. So this and the academic context, this is not actually different from other rural areas of the country. So you know the subject English is taken as an academic subject, not as a skill, the same. But the problem is, I found that in madrasa, English is not taught at all, though there is textbook designed by government, but there is no English teacher in most of the madrasas. So this is special finding of this research. And then poor quality of teaching, the contributing factors include trainings not followed, lack of monitoring, heavily exam-oriented education, and not focus on reading, speaking, listening skills. There is no focus at all. Then interview extracts, because as it is ethnographic study, so it focuses on the lived realities of people. So the most important family of the village, who is taken as an icon in the village for the success in education. The first daughter was economics graduate. Second one was an engineer. Both of them were unemployed. The last one was a doctor. Okay, but she has just started earning. So this is the quotation from the engineer who is unemployed. He invested a lot of money for getting the engineering degree from a private university, but still unemployed for a long time. He finds his friends to be more successful, who have not studied even in colleges, and who have went abroad with a little amount of education, formal education. So this is actually frustrating. Okay. And if I focus on the attitudes, so there is a strong positive attitudes towards English as an academic subject, but there is only a few direct instances of success at an individual level. I found only 6 persons in the last 20 years who have got success in the career in that community.
Yes, Mr. Saleh Ahmad, thank you for your presentation. Your time is actually up.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Saleh Ahmad. Now we have our last presenter, Kazi Dawood Hafiz. Kazi Dawood Hafiz is an assistant professor of English at Ahsanullah University of Science and Technology. He is now pursuing his PhD degree in the field of ELT at Bangladesh University of Professionals. Kazi Dawood Hafiz, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello.
yes, we can hear you. You may share your screen.
Okay, I'm sharing my screen now. Can you see this?
Yes, we can.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, I'm starting. Thank you for inviting me for this speech. Okay, my PhD topic is on motivation. Okay, motivation. The title of this is motivation and English language learning at the tertiary level of education in Bangladesh. It's a very old finding, but I am trying to find some gap because we experienced that some kind of gap is there in the theory and practice, especially at the tertiary level of education in Bangladesh. Okay, the background of this, as I told you, the background of this, I found my students. I found my students from time to time demotivated. From time to time, they are very much motivated. Not only my students, but also my colleagues doing some GRE, doing some IELTS. Okay, they are from time to time, they are very much motivated, and they are not that much motivated when the need is not there. So the need, motivation comes, maybe motivation comes from need, and I actually I am very much interested in the psychological aspect, the psychological factor of learning. And language learning is a part of learning that is shaped by human psychology, I think. The aim and purpose of this study, the focus of the study is to find out the relationship between, okay, we know that the motivation is a well accepted psychological factor in learning language or any kind of learning. But we are actually, we along with my honorable supervisor Shala ma'am, we are interested to find some relationship between classroom practice and students level of motivation. That is how to motivate students with the classroom practice as well as with some teachers role. I use some operational definition here. You can see the motivation as defined by Gardner. Motivation is the study of the combination of effort plus desire to achieve the goal of learning the language plus favorable attitude toward learning the language, was given by Gardner. I use some other operational definition for my PhD thesis, upcoming PhD thesis. English as a second language is English as a foreign language. I'm not actually, still I'm unsure about this, whether we are in the context of ESL or we are in the context of EFL in Bangladeshi context. Achievement, okay, how can we define achievement? It is defined in my operational definition, like achievement in this study refers to the student's score on the following tests: structure, vocabulary, reading comprehensions, whatever classroom activities, learning activities designed and deployed by teachers, and language textbooks, as you can see the definition I shared. And the literature review, actually it's a huge literature review I have to go through. Then first of all, the social psychological period from 1959 to 1990, then the Donny period, that is 1990s Donny period process model. And we are also thinking about doing some literature from textbooks as well as um, course designs, material designing. Okay, you can see some deviations in academics attitude about textbooks, as well as academic opinions about textbooks, negatively and positively. You can see someone says Bibles and someone says it must, as you can see, masses of rubbish skillfully marketed. So there is a difference between their opinions also. The hypothesis is very uh, easy. Textbook teacher's role can motivate ESL, results in better learning. And method, we are using some mixed method, qualitative and quantitative method for doing this research. Statistical analysis, definitely we'll be using some SPSS, the FGD interviews and questionnaire designs, everything. The primary data will be collected from teachers and from students, qualitative data, quantitative data. If the data is quantitative, it will be pseudo qualified. That's it. That is my point. Okay, thank you very much. My time is up, I think.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now we would invite questions. Actually, we received some questions, but I think you have some questions. The audience have some questions in their mind. So why don't you please write down the questions in the chat box so that we can address your questions. And we would start with MA participants' questions now, and later we will try to address questions for the PhD participants. Yes, Saima?
Apu, I got two questions for Miss Moumita Akter. One is from Nusrat Ara. She asked Moumita Akter, can you hear me? Miss Moumita Akter?
Yes, yes, I can hear
Okay.
you.
So Miss Nusrat Ara's question to you is, why did you choose purpose sampling technique?
Okay, first of all, thank you, Nusratara, for your question. Actually, purposive sampling technique allows a researcher to make judgment while choosing the participant. So I will employ this because I will try to reach people from different occupations, and also I will try to balance the ratio between male and female participant. That is why I will employ this technique.
Okay, Ms. Jannatul Mawa has another question to you. So, the question to you is that aren't the Bihari community refugees? Could you hear me, Ms. Moumita Akter?
Okay. Uh, yes, yes, I can hear you. The Bihari community are not refugees because they got Bangladeshi citizenship in 2008. Still, they are residing in a refugee camp, but they are not refugee actually because they have Bangladeshi citizenship. But yes, of course, they are not getting many benefits like us. We also have Bangladeshi citizenship. They are facing discrimination in working sectors.
Okay, Afrozapu, did you get any question for other participants? Otherwise,
I didn't receive, but I have a question for the first speaker, Kuntala, Miss Kuntala. Well, my question to Kuntala is, would you please refer to the specific methodology that you used actually for this research? Kuntala, would you like to share? Yes.
Yeah, we haven't started the whole process yet, but initially what we have decided that we will be using Given's measurement, and we will be following quantitative method to to analyze, and mostly we will use the Algonquin texts, different texts that are available. So, and that is how we are going to analyze the whole thing.
Thank you so much. But I guess I think you also will have to do a little amount of qualitative analysis as well, because, well, of course, the textual analysis or references to various sources also should be there, obviously, in your research. Yes, thank you for the answer. Any more questions for any other MA participants? Yes.
I'll be asking question from PhD. So.
Okay, Parama, you said textual analysis. Given, I think it's Talbia Given, he's a typologist.
Talbia Given, yes.
Yeah, you are calling it, I mean, you're saying it's a textual analysis. But typically what we see that typologists, they are actually, they collect wide range of data, but not necessarily textual. Possibly sentence, or if it is morphology words. Why are you calling it textual?
Well, the method that actually he used, it's named as quantitative measure, and the process that he followed, actually, he collected different data from existing texts.
Okay.
That's why we have.
But are you
Is it like
analyzing
conversation
texts,
analysis?
No, actually,
Not
it's
conversion.
because we are analyzing nominal, what should I say, like referential distance and topic
Yeah, I understand.
persistence for
Topicalization. So,
every
Okay, Ms.
nominal.
Parama, I have got two questions for you. One is
can I finish? Can I
sure,
finish?
sir,
Just
sure, sir, sure,
last
sir.
one.
Sorry,
Last.
sorry.
Yeah. What is the unit of analysis? Text or sentence?
Okay, it will be basically from pragmatic.
From text, but what is the unit of analysis?
We are actually analyzing active passive voice construction, and so it will be like we are kind of measuring the distance, the
I know,
referential
but
distance
within the sentence, right?
within the sentence. It will be some.
That's why that is
Yeah,
why I'm asking
yeah,
this question.
right,
Why it is
right.
textual
Like a
analysis?
chunk or the whole
Right.
sentence? Because she said
It looks like syntactic analysis.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. Yes.
Okay, Ms. Parama, Ms. Shamin Sultana has asked you that what kind of text are you going to, do the research on?
The existing texts are basically, the mythological texts and some of the stories and mystical stories like fairy tales, and these are actually the existing texts that we find in Algonquian languages. It's not from like what are the colloquial or spoken language, rather which are available in the texts, their original texts.
Okay, and the other question that I got for you is that what is your research question?
Okay, actually we are looking towards two questions. That is, how do the referential distance and topic persistent measurement work for the direct, inverse, and impersonal passive voices? How does topicality differ between the two passive-like voices? Since I have already mentioned that there are like two types of, actually there are three voice in Algonquian languages. So there is direct voice, the inverse voice, and the impersonal passive voice. And so that is the first part of the question. And the other one is, do these measurements vary across the different Algonquian languages, or does the voice system seem to work in the same way across the family? Since I have already mentioned that Algonquian languages, actually, it's a bunch of languages. It belongs to language family. And they have different, origin, different identities. So we are going to look or try to find out that whether these measurements vary across the different Algonquin languages, or do they have the same across different family.
Emma, we need to ask the other participants.
I have one question actually.
One question for each.
I have one question actually, though, to Miss Moumita Akter. So I remember you mentioned twice that you will analyze photographs quantitatively. So I'm curious to know how you will do that.
Thank you for your question. Actually, first of all, I will analyze the photo quantitatively. For example, what languages or how many times they are occur on the public signs. That will be my analysis part actually. For example, whether it is bilingual or multilingual, how many times they're using Bangla or Urdu, these kind of things.
How do you
Actually,
relate
like
them to
frequency
photographs?
count.
The question is, Moumita, the photograph itself is a part of a qualitative tool that we use. You're analyzing the photographs. Are you looking at signs? Are you looking at what kind of photographs you're talking about?
Sir, actually, shop names, billboards, these kind of things, actually, sir.
Signboards.
Yes,
Yeah, it's
ma'am.
quantitative because she's looking at how many times they are switching
Yes.
language or not. Or
I will not go through signage analysis. Signage analysis actually gone under qualitative method, but I will see that how many languages or how many times it is occur on the
frequency
signboards
count.
or
Yeah, it's doable.
Domain analysis,
yes.
typical domain analysis by Fishman.
Okay, we can go for the next one, please.
Yes,
I think we can ask a question to Talbia Islam.
Did we ask her any question?
She has not been asked any question. Can I ask one?
Yes,
Hello.
sir.
Yeah, Talbia, you are conducting a needs analysis, and it's about advanced reading and writing for National University undergraduate students. From your initial study, what are the domains of use you're targeting for these students? This advanced reading and writing for which domain? Because you're talking about needs.
You unmute yourself, please, Talbia.
Unmute your mic, please. Oh, yes. Yes, sir. Sure. Please. Can you repeat, sir?
Yeah, the domains you are targeting. Is it academic domain, professional domain?
Sir, I'm actually targeting the academic domain, the students of undergraduate level in second year. It is a course which is actually titled Advanced Reading and Writing in English students.
Do they use English for academic purposes?
The use is not confined in only academic uses. It would be also for professional uses, because as the student would learn and understand the learning, reading and writing skills, they would not only be able to fulfill their academic needs as like dissertation, thesis writing, there is also term paper included in National University curriculum now. It would also help them in writing, and when they would be after graduation or after completing their studies, when they would be in their professional field, it would also help them by giving a practical knowledge that these are the writing things, or these are the practical situation that you are going to face. And yes, it would somewhat how they prepare them for what they are going to meet in future.
Just another one. Do they use,
yes, sure.
do National University students write their, let's say, reports or thesis in English?
In English department, it's obviously in English, but in other department, as far I know, it's not in English, because I have been a student of National University personally. So for my master's, I have conducted my term paper. I have completed my term paper, and I have fully completed it by myself. But for other departments like botany or economics or sociology, these aren't entirely in English.
Okay, so these courses are meant for all the students, undergraduate students.
No, sir. I am actually targeting the students of second year English department student, the students of English. This is for the students of English who are pursuing the English language and literature under the National University curriculum. Because advanced reading and writing skills are also necessary for other department students and other curriculum area students. But if I see the curriculum, there are other courses for them in general to make them acquainted with all the language skills. This is writing, reading, or everything.
Is the course offered to all the students?
Yes, it is offered to all the students of second year.
Then
this is in the curriculum
why only taking BA second year English students? Is it offered? It is offered for all the students. So data should be collected for, let's say, for all, because you are looking at the needs of all the students in general.
Yes, I agree with it, but as the sub courses on second year, and the pandemic situation has confined my data collection, because in this kind of situation, it's not possible for me for interviewing them.
Listen, you are designing a course for everyone. So it's not about pandemic. It's okay. I mean, we are trying to help you out, because you can advise based on
for being an English student, for being
okay. Yeah, for PhD now, please.
Yes, sir. And well, so far we didn't receive any question in the chat box, but I'm sure that you have questions in your mind. So any questions for any of the
There is one
PhD?
question for Mr. Kazi Dawood
I'll
Hafiz.
start with I'll start with Kazi Dawood Hafiz.
Sir,
Yes, I'm here.
there,
Please.
Okay, so
sir,
I'm
there.
reading
I
it.
have a question for Saleh
Yeah,
Ahmad.
I know. Saima, I'm reading it. So
Yeah.
one question is in the chat box is what instrument will you use to collect data from Abu Bakr Siddiq? But let me ask you questions because your title is almost the same title of my PhD in JNU that I submitted in the year 2005. So I was really intrigued and I was thinking the methodology and other thing that you mentioned seems very incomplete in number of ways. Did you really check the existing study on motivation by Bangladesh scholars? Because I know many of them study in the same area. At least three I know they did PhD on motivation. At least four, in fact. Do you know any one of them who work of the similar field on motivation and learning?
From Bangladesh.
Yes, I'm really interested about Bangladesh, definitely, because your
Yes,
work on
I can mention one name at least. He was my sir, teacher at Dhaka University, Sardar Fazlul Haq sir. He did
exactly.
his PhD in
Hmm.
motivation.
Do you
And
think one is in front of you?
no, there are many more because
There are more.
there are more. Tasnima supervisor also did that, and I
Right.
know another many of them because when you are addressing the gap, I couldn't find the gap because this was already addressed. Many of our publication is actually available online, even Google Scholars and other places. You can see at least the 2005 my publication was cited by at least 200 people. That was on motivation in Bangladesh. You are talking about mostly Gardner, but there is one thing is missing: Gardner and Lambert and Jolton later on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Elias is here. Elias also worked on his master's thesis with me, with the motivation and strategies. So there are a number of study available, and there are extensive study on social psychology factor in Bangladesh. If I know, I can mention some of them, like Dr. Fahim Hassan Shahid, and we have Dr. Bijay Lal, right? And then we've been working for a long. So I'm talking about 15 years back. So need to access some of the articles that the Bangladesh scholars work in this similar area that you're talking about. So, and also, of course, my study was on the tertiary. So that's why I'm very interested what you are trying to find out. Can you tell me exactly what you're trying to find out and your instrument?
Yes. Like I can tell you that I am trying to find out uh, how the students are motivated. Yes, they are motivated. They are motivated as far as the goals are concerned. But is there any relationship between the textbooks, between the teacher's role and students' motivation? I found this. I found many students not that much motivated in many teachers' class, in many activities. I found students very much energized, very much motivated with some other teachers. So there might be something with teachers role as well as with textbook classroom activities. It's not a very unknown thing. From my school life, I found teachers, we were very much fascinated about his teaching style or the way he taught. That was a kind of motivation, and learning was better than other teachers. Whatever, I wanted to find out some relationship. I want to find out some relationship between the teacher's role, the textbook's role, the classroom practice activities, classroom activities, whatever it is, classroom activities, maybe task based, maybe speaking activity, maybe debate, maybe some other things. What is there any relationship between these kind of activities and students motivation? Even the most demotivated student can become motivated. I found in my lab classes, whenever the debate is launched, that is whenever I hold any debate, even the most demotivated student, most shy student becomes motivated when the debate is on a very common, very trivial, or on some issue he is very much interested in. So we have to find out something, we have to find out that can stimulate the students to learn, to actively participate in the learning process of English classroom, English language classroom.
Talk about Gardner. Gardner is using AMTB, that is very quantitative, right? You are using a mixed method. Can you explain? You are talking about Gardner's framework, but you are doing a mixed method.
It's not yet decided that, but I actually I'm not using Gardner's. It's not yet decided. My supervisor
you have mentioned Gardner's. That's why I'm
yes saying. Yes, I mentioned Gardner in my literature review. I mentioned Dorney in my literature review in the cognitive period, I think, and it will be decided the model. So far it is we think that the process model from Dorney fits our context better than Gardner.
Okay, all the best with your PhD. Get in touch with your supervisor. I'm sure she'll be able to guide you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, now any questions for Liza?
I have a question for Saleh Ahmad. Can I go for?
Yes, please.
Yes, Saleh Ahmad, he's also my friend, I mean my classmate from Jahangirnagar University. Well, Saleh Ahmad, I believe yours is an ethnographic research, right? Can you why you have chosen this approach? I mean the rationale behind it. This is my first question. And second question, can you please let us know what are the key findings? I think you are nearly done or something like this. So
yeah. Okay, thank you.
Really
thank you for the
curious.
question.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, actually, ethnographic study is very rare in our country in English research arena. I can share one of my screen that there was a very rare ethnographic study done in 2010, and the findings were used in 4 publications by Multilingual Matters and English Language Teaching, different high-level journals. So the same finding data were used in at least 4 to 5 research, because it was a very short research for about 2 weeks, so far as I know. And Saidur Rahman sir was also involved in the research. So, and this is very rare, and there was no long duration research taken in an ethnographic method in the country. And because most of the research are done in most mixed methodology, so it doesn't reflect the real people and who are living in the country. As I mentioned, 105 million people, and the outcome of the people who couldn't take higher education. So what is the investment? What is the output of the investment by the people of the rural areas in socioeconomic perspective? So that's why I selected that methodology.
That means you want to get the in-depth data, maybe that's only qualitative approach, right?
And in that area, even rickshaws are not used. So there is no rickshaw, so rural area, okay?
What specific areas are you talking about?
Yeah, yes.
Ethnographic study of attitudes towards English. Actually, tried to find out the presence of English and also presence of English in the life of people, rural people.
Which part of the country did you focus on? So.
Oh, okay. Actually, this is ethical concern. I can mention the district at best, but I cannot narrow it down.
Yeah, I'm not talking about specific villages or things like that.
Okay, Brahmanbaria district is literacy rate is less than 40%.
Okay. Can you share a bit about your findings? Maybe very interesting.
Yeah. The second question, yes, very interesting findings. Actually, I found 105 students in that community who finished SSC and HSC level, but most of them, almost 90% of them, are unemployed and they are not doing anything. And there is a strong negative attitude towards taking higher education among the poor families. So the poor families do not want to invest after education because they don't get the outcome after investing education for 10 to 12 years for the education of the family members. So this is frustrating. And very interestingly, I found that some people who are not educated up to 12th class. Some of them left school for after 7 years or 8 years. They have taken vocational training. I found 3 persons who are earning a lot. Okay, and as I mentioned, one engineer who studied in the private university, engineering faculty, and invested a lot. His parents were school teachers, and they were actually frustrated that because that engineer has been unemployed for 2 years. So this is frustrating.
Yes, it is.
Yes, we also got a question from Sandesha Rayapa. Yes, Sandesha, you may ask your question.
Right, thank you. So my question is directed towards Mr. Saleh Ahmad. Thank you to all the presenters. But Mr. Saleh, why I'm interested in the particular, exactly what you're mentioning right now regarding engineers, because my PhD topic was also to do with communication skills and developing a syllabus for engineers. Now, what I learned through obviously my work and also through all the articles that I've been reading is that 70% of the engineers, at least in my country, are not hireable apparently because of their lack in communication skills. I would like to know, is that also one of the aspects that you're looking at? Because you also specifically mentioned about engineers. When you're talking about English, it's not just knowing English language, it's also the actual usage of it, which has a lot of other things which go into it. Because when look at the companies, I talked about 21st century life skills. Why? Because that is what the companies are saying. They are saying that the graduates coming out from the universities are not they are not having the skill set that we require, and we need to pump in extra money to train them. So they are requesting that some kind of work can be done by the university. So I was just wondering, what according to your research have you found in Dhaka or in Bangladesh, wherein you also are...
Yeah, I got your question. This is very important question, but actually I have focused on the people who didn't get the chance to take higher education. Okay, but that person, engineer, actually this is not a segregated case, because according to the recent statistics, 40% of the graduates are unemployed. Okay, who don't get any job in first 2 or 3 years in the country. Okay, so there are some differences in the statistics some findings, but the problem is not about the engineering and medical science. The problem is about the focus on the soft skills. Okay, because the education system don't focus on the soft skill, and English is taken as a language only, not as skill. So that's the problem actually.
Yeah, that's exactly the point I was trying to make. Thank you, Saleh. Thank you.
Thank you, Saleh Ahmad. Now, if you don't have any questions for Liza Sharmin, then I have a question for Liza Sharmin. Apu, well, my question is, was there any specific challenges you faced while conducting your research? Because it was on ESP, and I know that you worked a lot actually for your research. So, if yes, then what was the biggest challenge, and how did you deal with it?
Thank you very much, Tina. The biggest challenge for me was to conduct the action research. I had a wide variety of samples, and I had to conduct classes in public university, in private university, and medical college at the time for the years actually. And I had to be sticky with them. For the first time, I had to assess their necessity, visiting their future working place and academic area, and I have collected data so that I can assess their specific needs. And then I have specified their lacking, and I have also put emphasis upon their wants, which is very controversial issue in ESP, because wants is an issue. Yes. Wants may not match with the necessity. That means the researchers sketch regarding the total plan. So I have to accommodate all those data to prepare the tailor-made syllabus for all those level of learners. And I have developed material, and I had to study text of the medical students. I had to undergo the experience of having field visit with some other students. And I have to visit the hospitals several times and clinics, and I had to collect data from the stakeholders of those medical colleges, clinics, and some other places. And then I have implemented those, and in my total way of procedure, I had to bring so many changes over time. And as it was a series of action research, I had to collect data, and I had to keep pace with those to come to in a very definite conclusion that this sort of set of course consists of the medical terms and health science oriented jargons and vocabulary, and particularly on the basis of the context they are studying and they are working on the basis of their specific needs. We have I have developed the data, and for the future researcher, I was lucky actually that I could manage all those spaces as I was working in such a place from where I could frequently, so many doctors were my colleagues, and I had the chance to take class in public university. Somehow I could manage.
Yes,
but for future researcher, ESP is a laborious task actually, and that is why a single teacher there needs to conduct all the steps of syllabus course designing. So it's very tedious and laborious, innovative and creative task. So of course it's very highly effective actually. And what do we need to do is to yes.
I think
what do you need to do actually?
A lot of efforts. We can understand.
So I have a question for Miss Liza Sharmin. So why did you choose health science? I mean, I find it really interesting that you became interested to conduct your research among the students of health science.
I started my teaching career by teaching the medical students. And I was pretty fresh at my career, and I had to teach third year students of medical college. And from then, actually, I felt that the way they actually require the proficiencies of English language, they are not at all equipped with. So I started my plan, and I was sticking with this particular area for a long 15 years. And later on, I had the chance to teach the students of microbiology and pharmacy in public university. And somehow I have created my area. But yes, I do have my published book on English for the lawyers. I have a published book on English for the paramedics, medical assistant, and nurses. And I am working with medical business English too.
Wow.
And I have at least 7 to 8 research articles in national and international journals.
Thank you. Thank you so much for answering the question. Yes, we don't have any more time actually for the question answer session. It ends over here. Now, I would like to request Professor AMM Hamidur Rahman to actually give his closing remarks. Sir, would you like to share your insights regarding the presentations that you have heard?
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, clearly.
Yeah, man, I was having trouble on the laptop, but then I switched to my mobile phone, and I can clearly hear everything now. This is a revelation for me. I have a reputation at Daffodil University of being short and to the point. Yes. So, very good session, and our researchers have presented their what they're doing, and the questions were very to the point, and they have tried to answer, and excellent session. And I wish all our researchers good luck. Only one point. You see, I mean, there's a lot of research going on in Bangladesh. It's very heartening to see. And there is, I think, need from time to time to record or to publish what these people are doing for everybody. I have with me one book by Adilur Rahman. As you can see, many of you know this thing. This was published in 2015. It's called Archaeology of Research. And it has, in the past few years before 2015, he has recorded the research that has been done and things like that. So maybe there's a good opportunity for TESOL Bangladesh to think something like that. And all the research that is being done from time to time, you see, the important one, the significant one, will be put together and published for all of us. Otherwise, we cannot keep track of them. So thank you once again for this session, and best of luck for all the researchers, and thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Now it's over to Deepti Rahman. Well, I think we are waiting for the results.
And I would like to mention one thing, that is this TESOL Quick Fire Presentation was sponsored by State University of Bangladesh. So thanks to State University of Bangladesh for sponsoring this one-of-a-kind event and first time in Bangladesh. Now let's call S.M. Minhajul Anwar Mridul, Head Department of English Studies, State University of Bangladesh, for announcing the Best Presenter Award and also tell a few words regarding this event.
Thank you, Deepti, for giving me the floor. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
Okay. Good evening to all. On behalf of the Department of English Studies, State University of Bangladesh, I would like to thank the entire team of TESOL Society of Bangladesh for organizing the first international virtual research conference. I think TESOL BD has done a time-befitting job by organizing the event to connect us during this pandemic. With the State University of Bangladesh is proud to be associated with TESOL BD and be a part of the conference. I believe such tie-up would continue in future also. Thank you for all for actively participating in the program and make it an effective one. Hope to see you again soon. Now I'd like to declare the result. All the presenters are good, but still we have to make choices. From MA, it's Moumita Akter. Thank you, Moumita Akter. Congratulations. And then from PhD, Liza Sharmin. Congratulations, Liza Sharmin. Thank you for your votes. So hope to see you again soon. Take care. Stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. So thank you. Gargesh, Dr. Gargesh, do you want to say something? Or okay,
yes,
then
I would like to say something. This
yes.
conference is a wonderful conference, very dynamic, very lively, very friendly, and a lot of issues have been raised. And I think Bangladesh is doing very well. I do not think that there is any gap between the policies and what you're doing. You're doing very fine. You're doing very well. The quality of papers is very nice. Of course, I did not recognize Sayyid Rahman earlier, but now I recognize him. Now, many years ago, many years ago. So there have been many students from Bangladesh in Delhi University, in JNU. They've all done very well, and they were always very good students, very well behaved, and academically very sound and very nice. So, and listening to all the speeches again, it's a wonderful experience. I'm listening to people from Bangladesh after 15 years. 2005, I went to Belta. After that, never. So this is the second time, and it's a good opportunity I've got. And so many people I've heard, Richard Smith also partly I heard, not fully, but many others I heard, and it's really a good fair. Your researchers are doing well. Your PhD students are doing well. Master students are doing well. And the teachers, young teachers who are going for PhD, they are doing very well. They made their points very clear. Their proposals are very clear. So I think Bangladesh is on a fine path, very fine path. And I congratulate all of you for having organized this virtual conference. I think this is the need of the hour, and we can keep on doing it every year in case this stupid thing doesn't go. We can go on meeting. If it goes, then fine, we will be in Bangladesh and you'll be in Delhi. Let's hope so. We'll meet very soon. So you'll be hearing from us within a couple of months to come to Delhi in November or December. We'll finalize the dates and let you know.
We are eagerly, waiting to get a collaboration with Asia TEFL, because you are the president now. It's a great opportunity for us to collaborate now under your leadership.
I can tell you one thing, Sayyid Rahman. We have a body called Research Networks.
Yes.
In the research networks, it has to be across countries.
Okay.
It has to be across 3 countries. But then what you have to do is you have to find scholars from 2 other countries with a similar bent of mind, with a similar theme, with a similar, let's say, kind of a topic to research on, and it should be relevant for your local conditions. So if you get into that research networking, probably we can also fund you a little bit. All right. The Asia TEFL will also take care of, and then you will get a priority in making your presentations. And of course, we have a very fine journal, Journal of Asia TEFL, listed in Scopus, and there's an opportunity to publish there also. So
I have a quick, so I just wanted to quickly just say something. I mean, TESOL Bangladesh is there, TESOL India is there, there is a TESOL International. I was just wondering whether, because South Asia has its own needs, all right, and similarities. So we should maybe form a TESOL South Asia if it's not already there. That's one thing I would like to request. And the other thing I must tell you, I don't know, I did not feel that I was in a neighboring country, even if it was virtually. I think if I had been there also, I would feel like I was in a part of India, because that's the beauty of this region. Because I was born and raised in Dubai, and I know for a fact that Indians and Bangladeshis have always been like, you know, it's a ghar ki baat hai. We're like cousins, you know. So it's extended family. So thank you so much for making all of us feel so comfortable, and learned a lot. And definitely, just like Professor Garge said, I would like to echo the same thing, that I feel that Bangladesh has such a bright future. It's amazing. Bangladesh is in safe hands, because today I've seen the future of Bangladesh, and it's exciting. Thank you so much, TESOL Bangladesh. Thank you.
That's a wonderful idea, Dr. Rayappa.
Vote of thanks. Vote of thanks.
Yes, TESOL South Asia.
Just one thing. Can we just ask our best presenters to say something within 30 seconds?
Okay, right.
And please turn on your cameras while you're saying, please. I request Miss Moumita and Miss Liza Sharmin to turn on their cameras and share. Miss Moumita and Miss Liza Sharmin, are you here?
Yeah, both are there. I can see both of them.
Yes, I'm here, and I'm just overwhelmed. Thank you very much, TESOL BD. Thank you very much, all of you. And it's a wonderful opportunity, and it's a wonderful inspiration, rather, to go ahead. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
Moumita?
Moumita, are you here? Thank you, everyone. It's actually huge for me. I didn't actually expect that much. And special thanks to Saibur Rahman sir, because he actually emphasized us that to submit our proposal, because first of all, I thought that
okay, am I? Yes.
So I didn't know. I am her supervisor anyway. Thank you.
Oh, congratulations to you too.